You're looking for a coffee machine that won't feel like a tech project every morning, something that slides into your routine without demanding a PhD in espresso engineering, and that actually earns its price tag by delivering drinks you'll keep reaching for. I get it, there are a ton of machines that brag about pressure bars and Biantacup algorithms, but most of them end up collecting dust because they're either too finicky or just don't fit the way you live. That hesitation is what makes the decision feel risky, especially when you're weighing a premium brand against a kitchen that already has a handful of appliances fighting for counter space. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In the next few minutes I'm going to walk through what it's like to actually own the Jura J8 Twin Diamond, why its 2-grinder setup matters in day-to-day use, and who will feel the most bang for their buck versus who might be better off looking elsewhere. First off, let's set the scene. The J8 Twin is marketed as a dual-bean machine, meaning you can load 2 separate hoppers and the system will switch between them at the touch of a button. In practice, that translates to a simple workflow for a household where one person prefers a bold dark roast for a straight espresso and another likes a lighter medium roast for a milk-based latte. You don't have to empty a single hopper, clean the grinder, then reload a new bean type every time you want a different flavor profile. The machine does the swapping behind the scenes, and the transition is practically instantaneous. That convenience is one of the most tangible strengths. I've seen couples who argue over who gets the last espresso because the machine only has one bean option. With 2 grinders, each person can set their favorite bean and the machine remembers the settings. The customization panel lets you dial in shot volume, temperature, and milk texture for each grinder independently, so the dark roast grinder can be tuned for a shorter, hotter pull while the light roast grinder can be set for a longer, softer extraction. In a real-world breakfast rush, that means you can press Espresso 1 for the bold cup and Espresso 2 for the milder one without reprogramming anything. Now, let's talk about the actual operation. The Jura's one-touch interface is a touchscreen that looks sleek, but what matters is whether it's intuitive when you're half asleep. The layout is divided into clear icons for espresso, coffee, cappuccino, and the twin bean switch. You can also save personalized profiles, which is a small but helpful feature if you have a regular schedule, say, a strong espresso at 7 a.m. and a latte at 10 a.m. The learning curve is short enough that you can start making decent drinks after a few minutes of reading the quick start guide. There's a slight pause when the machine grinds, but it's not the jittery, grinding motor noise you get on cheaper models. It's a low rumble that blends into the kitchen ambience. The biggest hidden trade-off is the maintenance rhythm. Jura machines are known for their clean cycle prompts, and the J8 Twin is no exception. Because it has 2 grinders, you'll see cleaning cycles for each side, and the milk system still needs a daily rinse. The machine will lock out certain functions until you run the rinse or descaling routine, which can feel annoying if you're in a hurry. However, the system guides you step by step, and the water tank is large enough that you won't be refilling after every cup. If you're someone who forgets to decale, you'll need to be disciplined, otherwise the taste of your coffee can degrade over weeks. Speaking of taste, the diamond in the name refers to Jura's proprietary brewing technology that aims for consistent temperature control and optimal extraction pressure. In practice, the coffee comes out balanced, with enough body to hold milk foam and enough acidity to stand alone. The dual grinder arrangement actually helps preserve the distinct flavor notes of each bean because the beans are never cross-contaminated. I tested a single origin Ethiopian on grinder 1 and a Brazilian blend on grinder 2. The Ethiopian retained its bright citrus edge while the Brazilian stayed smooth and chocolatey, even when I alternated drinks back-to-back. Who should consider buying this? If you're a small household with divergent coffee preferences, or a home office where you entertain clients and want to showcase a range of styles without juggling separate machines, the J8 Twin makes a lot of sense. It also fits people who appreciate the convenience of programmable profiles and who are comfortable with a bit of routine upkeep. The price point is solidly in the premium range, so it's worth it only if you'll actually use those 2 grinders and the extra customization options. If you're a single-person coffee lover who always drinks the same type of bean, you might not leverage the dual hopper advantage and could save a few $100s with a simpler Jura model or a high-quality single grinder machine. On the flip side, the J8 Twin isn't the best pick for renters or anyone who wants a plug-and-play device with zero